G'day guys, War of Oz here with you for a very quick look at the latest Marvel Legends line, the Age of Apocalypse, and this is Wave 2. Now, the Age of Apocalypse is one of my all-time favourite comic series. It's probably well over 20 years old now. It's showing my age a little bit, but it was a brilliant story. Basically, an alternate sort of universe after Professor X's son Legion, or David Halloran, however you pronounce it, went back in time to kill Magneto, but ended up killing his father, Professor Xavier, instead. And so without Professor X becoming the leader of the X-Men and forming the X-Men, Magneto actually formed the X-Men. But because there was no X-Men originally there to stop the threat of Apocalypse, Apocalypse rose to prominence and rose to power, took over the world, and it became kind of a dystopian world. And Magneto took up the forming of the X-Men and became kind of the Age of Apocalypse version of Professor X. And to me, I just love those sort of what-if, Elseworld sort of stories. And these are four of the 7 Wave 2 figures. The other 3 haven't been released here in Australia that I've seen. These are the only 4 I could find. And we have Cyclops, who was one of Apocalypse's, one of his right-hand men. You have Sabretooth, who in this version was a hero. Magneto, obviously leader of the X-Men, is a hero, and of course Rogue. So let's get in and have a look at these figures. So here is Cyclops, and just your typical Marvel Legends box. So a quick look at the figure. From all the reviews I've seen, he's probably the worst of the figures. The builder figure is Colossus, and he comes with a leg. So moving on to the artwork on the side, looks great. Got Apocalypse up the top, obviously Age of Apocalypse. And there's Cyclops, and here is the whole range of figures. So the next 3 I need to get is Shadowcat, which Kitty Pryde, Iceman, and of course Legion. And this is the builder figure. It's Colossus, which looks phenomenal, which I really want to get. And here's another shot of the artwork, and just a quick write-up. So Cyclops helps prisoners escape from Apocalypse's prison camps in an attempt to be a force for good in a harsh dystopian future. So despite Cyclops technically being a bad guy running these prison camps, he still kind of has the Cyclops persona and is a hero and helps people escape. So that's just showing you that's Cyclops. And here we have the Ferocious Sabertooth, who in this version is very heroic. So it's cool, comes with Colossus's head, and I love the fact you get 2 face sculpts with Sabertooth. I love this angry face. That's really cool, angry sculpt. And also a couple of extra hands. So he's quite a hefty figure. He's quite solid. I'm just showing a bit of the artwork, which is, that's just beautiful. Love it. Sabretooth. After betraying Apocalypse and making his escape, Sabretooth joins with the mutant rebels, the X-Men, to fight for good in a harsh dystopian future. Yeah, he was a cool character. He's a cool character in the comics anyway, being Wolverine's arch nemesis. But he was really cool as a hero in the Age of Apocalypse. The leader of the X-Men himself, Magneto. Just love the fact you get, again, another head sculpt, a couple of sort of magic sort of elements there, which go on his hands, and also a couple of extra hands as well. So again, another really good looking figure. Magneto is really cool. Love this artwork, looks really good. I don't have a lot of Marvel Legends, so I've only got like the Thor Ragnarok line, really, being a Thor fan. But Magneto casts off his anti-human sentiments and carries on Xavier's dream of peaceful coexistence, thereby founding the X-Men. Just really cool. Again, love the story and loving this line. I've got the first wave of these guys, and I really hope we get a third wave. There's so many really great characters in the Age of Apocalypse. And there's the last of the 4 that I've been able to pick up so far. We've got Rogue, and she looks great. A couple extra hands, as well as the Colossus arm. And it's really cool because the Colossus has an extra hand, which is a great little feature for a builder figure. Again, cool little sort of artwork, and she looks great. Rogue moves her way up the ranks of Magneto's X-Men, eventually leading a team of mutants to prevent the culling of humankind. So in the Age of Apocalypse, she's actually married to Magneto. And I'm really hoping they do a third wave and we get Gambit, because Gambit from the Age of Apocalypse was also really cool. So anyway, let's rip these guys out and see what they look like in their plastic form. And here we have Cyclops. So the much maligned Cyclops from this line. And look, I must admit, he's not great. He's very basic. The blue, they could have done a lot more with the, you know, with his costume. It's just a straight up blue, like without any real colour. They've given him no boots, really. It just looks like just a one piece. So it would have been nice to have given him like some kind of boot or something to sort of break up all that blue. I mean, the gold, I will say this, the gold has like some nice weathering effect on the armor, so that's kind of nice. However, the armor does tend to push up, and so you've got to keep sort of pulling it down under his waist or to his waist a fair bit. So that's a bit of a disappointment. Not really sure what's going on with his hair there. It's a bit odd, but technically it's not too bad a face sculpt. The paint job is pretty good on the armor, as I said. When it comes to sort of articulation, you've got good sort of, you know, through the thigh region, you got like movement all the way around. You've got double knee peg there. Got a little bit of movement through the ankle there. A bit of forward. There's also a tiny bit of lateral movement. There's a double elbow joint. However, because of his armor, you can't really get too much movement, especially on his left arm here. It just doesn't. There's just too much of this, and doesn't won't even go to a full 90 degrees. And of course, with his left arm, you can't really get too much height when you try to raise his arm up, because of it's very, very tight. Again, because of this armor, it's pretty much all you're going to get, which is a bit disappointing. So I can understand why a lot of people are not real happy with the Cyclops figure. On the other hand, the Colossus boot is fantastic. Look at the detail on that. I love the sort of the paintwork and the sculpting with the metallic look. Looks fantastic. And these boot straps, again, a bit of movement there. So that's a great part, the Colossus. Unfortunately, yeah, Cyclops himself's a bit ordinary, but he's probably, from what I've been hearing, easily the weakest figure in the line. So let's check out the next one. Now, in stark contrast to the Cyclops figure, this Sabretooth figure is phenomenal. Just love how big and chunky he is. It really shows off his brute size, and I love it. Also love the fact it comes with a few little accessories, so it's worth spending the $40 Australian, $40 to $45, you know, on a figure that comes with a few accessories and has a real sort of size to it, rather than the Cyclops that I just looked at. But let's have a quick look at the accessories. So it comes with an extra set of hands, really cool angry face sculpt, and of course even a couple of different like hair options, which is really cool. And we'll move to the Cyclops head. How awesome does that look? And comes with a bandana, and comes with this sort of, for the back, it just plugs straight into the back of the head there. That's really cool. Done a great job, Hasbro, on this one. Sabretooth looks amazing. Look at that little smug look. That's really cool. And you know, your typical ab crunch. You've got your bicep swivel. Only the one elbow joint there, which again doesn't give a great range of motion. Can't even quite get to the 90, but that's neither here nor there. It's not that big a deal, I suppose, as you can see from there. Can't get too much. You've got the thigh swivel and the double knee joint, and also the little boot forward and a little bit of side motion as well. But he so far is probably my favourite figure of this line. He is brilliant, love it. So let's move on to the next guy, which will be Magneto. So here is Magneto, the new leader of the X-Men in the Age of the Apocalypse storyline and world. So another great figure released by Hasbro. He comes with extra set of hands, some sort of like magnetism sort of effects that go on the hands here, or on the sort of wrists, and has an extra sculpt, head sculpt, which looks great. Love that helmet. It's just not showing up real good. There we go. And just the hair there and the braids just look really cool. Love how his eyes are all white, as though he's concentrating and using his mutant powers. But the figure looks fantastic. The color scheme is great. Really reminds me of Onslaught, with the red and the purple. This cape looks really good, sits really nicely, and the shoulder pads look really cool. So I just love what the design of Magneto just looks really good, and there's heaps of articulation. That face sculpt is very nicely done. Paint job's quite good. So again, another winner for me on the Age of Apocalypse Wave 2 line. That is Magneto out of his plastic cage. Just wanted to show a couple of quick last things with Magneto. Here he is with his alternate head sculpt, which I'll probably display him with this. I really like this look. And his magnetism, mutant power sort of effects. These are quite really soft plastic and really malleable, so you can wrap them really easily around his wrists and forearms without actually taking off the hands. But here I've put on the right fist just for a bit of a different look. And just with the head, there's not a lot of movement, obviously because of his hair at the back here. And these braids, so there's not a lot of movement, unfortunately, but it doesn't really matter because I think he looks very cool as it is. So anyway, let's move on to Rogue. And so we have the final figure that I've managed to find so far at retail, and that is Rogue. And I really like Rogue. It's something, she's quite simple. The colors are very sort of, again, like all the figures, sort of just very block standard. But again, the green and the yellow just seem to pop and looks really cool. I love the exaggerated sort of hair that she's got up there. That white, the white really stands out. I know it's quite large, but it just, I don't know, it seems to work because she does come across as quite a small figure, so it really stands out, I feel. The boots are also kind of, I don't know, they seem kind of large and out there. It's got that Joe Mad or Joe Madura sort of real design to it. So yeah, really cool looking figure. And just these almost sort of 80s sort of sleeves. I just think it works. Looks really nice. She's only got the single joint, being a smaller figure, single elbow joint, but everything else, and not the ab crunch, but she's got the sort of chest crunch there at the top, and the usual. Looks like she's only, so she does have a double knee joint there, and also has the ankle sort of swivel and on the ball joint, and the head is on a ball joint as well, and it does get good movement. And let's have a quick look at the accessories. She does come with her own accessories, which are just two small fists to replace the hands there. But the other cool thing is, look at the size of this Colossus, like his left arm here. It's huge. I love it. Again, just the detailing, that that steel look, it's just fantastic. And the other cool thing is you get an extra hand for him too. So there's a fist for punching and smashing things, because, you know, it's Colossus. So that's what he does best. But yeah, that is Rogue. And, you know, for such a simple figure, I think she looks great. I think she'll pop on the shelf, especially next to everyone else in the Age of Apocalypse. She's definitely a standout with those bright, garish colours. So, yeah, I think they've done another great job. So, let me just get them all together and show you what they look like together. Alright guys, here's the 4 Age of Apocalypse figures that I've got. And look at the size of Sabretooth. He is just an absolute beast of a figure. Looks so good. I love how they've given real size differences, and, you know, when you compare Rogue to even Cyclops, there's a big difference, you know. So yeah, I think this line is going to be a favorite of mine for sure. I can't wait to pick up the last remaining 3 figures. So that'll be Kitty Pryde or Shadowcat, Legion, and Iceman. So I've just got to wait for them to be released here in Australia. And then, of course, I can put together the Build-A-Figure, which is Colossus. And he is going to be one phenomenal figure. I really can't wait to get him and put them all together. And then add these guys to my Age of Apocalypse Wave 1 line, which has the Build-A-Figure of Sugarman. So, anyway, guys, thanks for watching this Marvel Legends review. And let me know if you're a Marvel Legends collector or if you'll be picking up this line. I really hope this Age of Apocalypse Wave 2 line is a success, because I really want a Wave 3. Really need a couple of those extra characters like Gambit. So, yeah, let me know in the comments, guys, if you're going to be collecting this line, or if you're a Marvel Legends collector. Let me know if you've read the Age of Apocalypse. If you have, who's your favorite character? And yeah, thanks again for watching. If you like these videos, please subscribe and let me know in the comments. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Have a great day.